What's going on, guys? JSGC here, back again for another Manchester City video, where today we're going to be doing a Manchester City transfer update. Before I do crack on with this video, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, do subscribe to my channel. It is free to subscribe, and I'm going to be keeping you guys up to date with all the latest Manchester City transfer news here on YouTube. I'm going to be going daily with my Manchester City transfer updates from June 1st to keep you guys up to date throughout the whole summer transfer window here on YouTube. So if you haven't already, do subscribe. Also, don't forget social media links there in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships or any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up on the video. We are aiming for 300 likes. Also, don't forget to let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And finally, I want to say a big thank you to today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by Stocks FC. Stocks FC is a football stock market where you can buy stocks in your favourite players and earn cash rewards based on performances. Stocks FC are giving away 5 free stocks to every user that signs up this month to help get you started, and it gives you a chance to familiarise yourself with the platform. If you spend £10, you'll get £30 in free credit towards stocks in players, and you can really help to get your Stocks FC portfolio underway. You can scout young new prodigies and buy them early before the price potentially rises. You can also buy stocks in star players too. You can get rewards when players are named in teams of the week, month and season. You can also get in-play rewards where players get a point for every goal, assist or key pass that they make, and this will allow you to earn weekly dividend payments. Your free loan stocks are eligible for cash reward payouts for 1 month, so why not get involved? Check the link in the description to get your 5 free loan stocks and begin your journey with Stocks FC, and thank you to Stocks FC for sponsoring this transfer update. So we're going to crack on with this video by speaking about the latest contract news, and we've got the latest on Nico O'Reilly. Now, the Sun have said that Manchester City have been in discussions in the last few weeks to speak with Nico O'Reilly over a new contract. Manchester City apparently working on a new 5-year contract with a new wage to reflect Nico O'Reilly's presence around the Manchester City first team, and Nico is could well be put on a working wage, which would see him increase his wage season upon season as well. We saw Chelsea interested in signing Nico O'Reilly in January, so it is really important that Manchester City do try and get O'Reilly, one of our best young players, onto a new contract. The same can be said with James McAtee as well, and I'm hoping that City can get both these top quality Manchester City youngsters onto new contracts. Anyway, moving on to the out, we've got the latest on Txiki, and Relevo in Spain have said that Txiki was meant to leave Manchester City on June 30th of this year, with Hugo Viana taking over. However, Hugo Viana is still going to be taking over as sporting director from July 1st, but Txiki is going to be staying at Manchester City until the end of the summer transfer window to help Viana transition, to help Manchester City transition their squad into the market as well. So from June 1st through to the end of the summer transfer window, we're going to have 2 sporting directors in charge until we get to the end of the summer transfer window. Then Txiki's going to walk away from Manchester City, and Hugo Viana will be left in charge of the club. So it's going to be a joint effort, something that we did see quite a lot of, this working collaboration that happened in the January transfer window, which worked really well. So I'm sure it'll work really well heading into the summer transfer window as well. Now, moving on to the players, we've got the latest on Manchester City youngster Jacob Wright, who's currently out on loan at Norwich City in the Championship, and the Pink 'Un, which is a media establishment in Norwich, have done an interview with Jacob Wright where they've asked him would he be interested in joining Norwich City permanently in the summer if they were to come in for him, and he has confirmed that he would be interested in joining Norwich City on a permanent basis. He is currently out on loan at Norwich City and enjoying himself. Now, moving on, we've got the latest on Manchester City goalkeeper Stefan Ortega Moreno, and kicker in Germany have said that Bayer Leverkusen are keeping tabs on Stefan Ortega at Manchester City. Bayer Leverkusen face a battle to keep hold of their current number 1 Lucas Hideki, and should he leave, Ortega is one of a few goalkeepers that Bayer Leverkusen are currently interested in bringing in. Now, moving on, we've also got the latest on Kevin de Bruyne. I've already done my reaction to the news that Kevin de Bruyne has announced that he will be leaving Manchester City at the end of the season upon the expiry of his contract. It will end his 10-year stay at Manchester City, so the best of luck for the future to Kevin de Bruyne. It really will not be the same at Manchester City without him. It was news I was expecting but news that I am absolutely gutted to hear, literally gutted. It does make this summer transfer window, though, even bigger for Manchester City, as we really need to start looking towards the future. But until we get to the summer, we can start to celebrate an incredible player for the club, for the Premier League as well. So firstly, a big thank you to Kevin de Bruyne for everything that he's done for Manchester City. We're still waiting to see about clarification about if he can play and feature for Manchester City during the Club World Cup. If that is the case, he will have to sign a new, very short temporary contract at Manchester City to extend his contract to when the Club World Cup would end. Otherwise, he'll only be able to play up until June 30th, and that would be him, and I can't see that being the case. The question is, though, where next for Kevin de Bruyne? San Diego over in the United States were hot favourites to sign him, but Ben Jacobs has said that San Diego have explored a deal, but as it stands, Kevin de Bruyne not in their plans. Saudi Arabian teams have made contact, but again, nothing is agreed. Lots more interest coming in from the USA, interest coming in from other CFG clubs, including New York City Football Club. So keep an eye on what will happen with Kevin de Bruyne. But what I do know is once we get into the season for next season, Kevin de Bruyne will not be a Manchester City player. Now, moving on to the ins, and before we speak about the one transfer that I do have to cover, where I do want to speak more about today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by Stocks FC. I've got 11 players as part of my portfolio, including Nikola Milinkovic from Nottingham Forest, Justin Kluivert from AFC Bournemouth, Morgan Gibbs-White from Nottingham Forest, Alexander Isak from Newcastle, Alisson Becker from Liverpool, Bart Verbruggen from Brighton, Joško Vardiol, Phil Foden, Erling Haaland, Omar Marmoush, and I've also managed to add Nico Gonzalez to my portfolio as well, Manchester City's latest signing, so hoping that will be able to pay dividends. Now, my last reward payments were at 92 cents at the end of February when I last spoke about Stocks FC, and right now it's currently at $2.44 and rising. My portfolio was valued at the end of February at $52.56. It's now up to $87.65. Remember, you can get your own 5 loan stocks for free. You can get yours using the link in the description or the QR code on screen. It'll take you to the sign up page where it's free to sign up, and you can get 5 free loan stocks to help get you started, and you can come and join me and begin your journey with Stocks FC. And remember, if you spend £10 on Stocks FC, you'll get £30 in free credit, which you can use to buy more stocks or more players and increase your own portfolio. A special deal, so do go and check it out. Anyway, let's speak about the ins, and one transfer I want to speak about is that of Florian Wirtz. Now, Fabrizio Romano has given a big update on him and said that Manchester City's dream is to replace Kevin de Bruyne with Florian Wirtz, and they want it to happen this summer, but he says it isn't guaranteed, and Florian Wirtz could well be staying at Bayer Leverkusen this summer. He says that Leverkusen have submitted their new contract to Florian Wirtz, to both the player and his agent, which is represented by his father, which he says, if signed, would include a release clause set for 2026. Interestingly, it would only become active after the World Cup in North America in 2026, and it is looking more and more like Florian Wirtz will sign that contract, but they have been saying this since December of 2024, and here we are in April of 2025. He's been set to sign this new contract, yet this new contract still hasn't been signed, and if this ticks over through April and May and into the international break, into June, and then onto the summer holidays into June through to July as well, and the case is very much still that Florian Wirtz hasn't signed that new contract. If I were Manchester City, if that new contract isn't signed, when that transfer window opens for us on June 1st, I'm on the blower. I'm on the phone to Florian Wirtz and his father, and I'm saying, what offer have you received from Bayer Leverkusen? We've got our own proposal to put forward. If Manchester City firmly believe that Florian Wirtz is the man that they want, the man that's going to replace Kevin de Bruyne long term, you invest a heck of a lot of money and you go and add quality to your team. We're at a point now where Manchester City in the transfer market have been going for option B and option C, and going for players who are good squad players but not good enough when it comes to the Manchester City first team 11. Florian Wirtz is an exceptional player. He is good enough for Manchester City's first 11, and he is good enough for the foreseeable future for the next 5 to 10 years. He is a massive investment, and he is a player that I would love. And if City think that he is the long-term replacement, you do everything in your power to make that transfer happen. Why wait until 2026? Why wait until the likes of Bayern Munich and Real Madrid are ready to make their move? If Man City want to make this transfer happen, you steal the march and you go and make the transfer happen this summer, and you're making sure that you're in constant contact with Florian Wirtz's entourage to ensure that this contract doesn't get signed, because if it does get signed, it becomes now impossible for that transfer to happen this summer. It'll only happen next summer. It becomes very difficult. It also becomes very difficult with a release clause active in his contract for next summer after the World Cup. Well, we're talking here, if Germany end up going very far in that World Cup, that it's not going to become active until the middle of July. By the time he's had his 4-week break, we're at the middle of August. Nobody's spending 120, 130 million pounds on a player in the middle of August unless you're really desperate, because that's really late into the transfer window. These are the kind of transfers you want to be getting sorted ASAP through June and July, not middle to end of August. So we'll wait and see. I just think if City want to make their move, you make your move and you get on the phone and you get things sorted right now. We know that Hugo Viana and Txiki are working together right now. They were spotted just at Old Trafford yesterday during the United City game, which finished 0-0. They're with each other, they're talking with each other, they'll be trying to make things happen, they'll be drawing up the list. That's why Kevin de Bruyne's decision has come out. The decision's already been made, and they'll be working on the rest of the squad, and they'll be working on potential incoming. So I wouldn't rule out Manchester City starting to get the ball rolling for maybe not this transfer, but some of the other transfers that they want to get rolling ready for June and striking pretty early, because the summer transfer window is going to be big. We need at least 4. It could be as many as 6 or 7 depending on how many players leave the club in the summer. So a really busy transfer window for Manchester City, and we need to get things rolling as quickly as possible. And if things can be done this summer, then get things done this summer. Don't be waiting until next January or until next summer. You get things rolling, and Florian Wirtz is included in that. If Florian Wirtz is a player that Manchester City want, you do everything you can to make that transfer happen. It will be a massive transfer with a huge transfer fee, but Kevin de Bruyne is an exceptional player who's provided so much. Our midfield needs rejuvenating, and if Florian Wirtz is a player that's going to help lead that rejuvenation in Manchester City's midfield, then you go out there and you make it happen, because all of a sudden, you know, you're talking the likes of Phil Foden, Florian Wirtz, Rodri coming back, and Nico Gonzalez, and Man City's midfield looks stacked. It looks much better. You got the likes of Ilkay Gundogan, Bernardo Silva being around the Manchester City midfield options. They're getting older, so they become more of a squad player rather than a regular first team 11 player. And to me, you add a quality winger, particularly on that right-hand side for Manchester City, and all of a sudden you've shored yourself up in midfield, out wide and up top, with Omar Marmoush, of course, coming in January as well. And the squad looks much sharper and much better. And then we can start to focus on players that need to leave, looking at the youngsters, getting them onto new contracts, which players are going to be promoted to the first team squad, and sorting out the defence and goalkeeping situation. It's literally, it's a transition. We've got lots of things to sort. So if things can get sorted now, you go and do it. And to me, that's what we've got to do with Florian Wirtz. Will it happen though? That's the big question. Fabrizio Romano seems a bit distancing himself from that transfer and making that happen for Manchester City. The dream is Florian Wirtz. Well, the only way you make a dream a reality is through talking, and for me, City have got to get that ball rolling if they want Wirtz, and if they don't want Wirtz, that decision's got to be made, and if it's not going to be Wirtz, it's got to be somebody else who is of high quality, not settling on option B or option C, a player who's not good enough for Manchester City for the goals that we want to achieve, which is getting in the Champions League, winning the Champions League, and winning Premier Leagues again, and settling for cheaper options because you don't want to go out there and bring in the world-class players isn't going to cut it. So very big summer coming up, very big decisions to be made when it comes to City incomings, and I will of course keep you guys up to date every single step of the way with all the latest Manchester City transfer news here on YouTube. So if you haven't already, do subscribe to my channel. It is free to subscribe. Also, don't forget social media links there in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up on the video. We are aiming for 300 likes. Do get your thoughts in the comments below, and do go and check out Stocks FC. Remember, you get 5 free loan stocks. Simply click the link in the description or scan the QR code on screen, and that'll take you to the sign up page where it's free to sign up, and you'll get your 5 free loan stocks. Remember, if you're prepared to pay £10, you get £30 in free credits, and you can get many more options on your portfolio. It's a fantastic website to go and check out, so do go and check it out. And thank you to everybody that has checked out Stocks FC so far, and I'll see you all again real soon for the next one. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.